How many times throughout your life have you made this declaration? I will never do that again. And then you did it. Welcome to my world. Being trapped in this cycle myself for decades, I finally decided to take control. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my journey into stepping into my power. I am Dr. Bragg. I'm a spiritual life coach. I help you break free from repeated patterns in your life, whether it be in your personal journey, your spiritual journey, or your professional life. Before we begin though, be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future content. I upload a guided meditation each week, an educational video like this each week, and when the guides want to speak, I will upload a channeled message, which is pretty new for me. By the way, here are the rest of my social media platforms. So, what is hell on earth? I know I've experienced it. Hell is being stuck, lost, and victimized by your own repeated patterns. All of your dreams and all of your goals seem to be just out of arm's reach. You just feel like there's some sort of block that you just can't get beyond. People come to me all the time saying this, I am just stuck. And I rode this merry-go-round of mistake, resolution to do better, same mistake for decades and decades. I ended up being whiplashed by the uncontrollable ride on this merry-go-round. It left me dizzy, disoriented, and depressed. But over time, I've learned a few things, and I'm going to use my latest victory over caffeine consumption as an example. I like to practice with these physical habits because it equips me for the bigger emotional and spiritual habits and beliefs that I want to change. So here's my current process in 5 steps. Well, that's 10. 5 steps. Number 1, life can be this and that. So first, you have to begin with the notion that life is not one way or the other. Because when you think that way, it leads to stagnation. Accepting that life is shades of gray is going to set your mind free. Conceptualize the habit you want to change and neutralize the thought that you'll never do that again. Sets you up for failure. I tried to cut caffeine out completely and failed every time. It was black or white, this or that. Instead, ask, how could I mindfully alter this habit and set myself up for success? I decided that I was a person who drinks 1 cup of coffee per day, a shade of gray. So let me tell you, the pleasure I derive from drinking coffee now, knowing it's my 1 cup of the day, has increased exponentially. I find so much gratitude in the mornings now with that cup of coffee, and I've created a new aspect of my personality. That's the biggest part. Me, I created it. I'm in control of my caffeine consumption. I'm in control of my personality. Number 2, rebuild self-trust. Every single time you do the thing you don't want to do, your subconscious is taking notes. You may not learn from your mistakes, but your nervous system certainly will. Much better than you. And what you're left with is the impression that you cannot win. I cannot be trusted to change this habit. Why do I keep doing this over and over and over? You've lost trust in yourself. What if someone you knew kept making promises to you and then turning around and breaking them? How would you feel about them? We have damaged our relationship with ourselves. So I approached myself as if I were making amends with a loved one. I asked myself for forgiveness and I asked myself for grace, and we started anew. But then I acknowledged the divine. I asked myself for guidance. That's when the idea of 1 cup of coffee came to mind. It was a spiritual download. Your higher self is waiting to help you. You just have to ask. Number 3, set achievable goals. I love to set big goals. I love to make dramatic declarations. I'll make videos about them. I love the dopamine fix from all of it. But then I realized that I've created a pattern for myself. Big goals, overwhelm, failure, self-loathing. Big goals, overwhelm, failure, self-loathing. It's like a virtual merry-go-round. And the kids used to say, I used to say, faster, faster, we need another master. Interesting that as kids, our rhymes are so poignant now. When we are on the merry-go-round, there is always a new master in control of the momentum. So set very small goals. The small victories create gigantic vibrations. And if you can win, no matter how substantial, you've altered the cycle. You've interrupted the pattern. I started out with this goal. Tomorrow, only a single afternoon espresso. One day, one less shot of espresso. One simple goal. One day, one less shot. Now, I can build from there once I win that one. I had to prove to myself that I could make one decision differently. And with that knowledge installed, I set another small goal and another small goal. And soon, my entire personality has altered. I am now the guy who drinks 1 cup of coffee per day. Number 4, supercharge your affirmations. At the beginning of my spiritual path, I had asked Google for advice. How can I become more spiritual? The top answer was saying affirmations. So what are affirmations? Some examples of common ones are, I am enough, or I am powerful. The idea is to repeat these affirmations until you believe them. And once you believe them, reality aligns with them. And I have always fully supported the fake it until you make it idea. In other words, be it until you are it. But I've recently been able to expedite this process. And here's how. When making affirmations personal and you tie them to your vision, you amplify their effectiveness. So you add because to personalize it, then you add which means to supercharge the emotion of it. So here's an example from me. I am powerful because I am sober from crystal meth, which means I have the willpower to change anything I want about myself. Feel the difference between I am powerful and I am powerful because, which means it amplifies that affirmation 10 times. Try it for yourself. Let me know in the comments if you do. Number 5, mindful decision making. So now is the part of actually doing it, right? The day-to-day, low dopamine life part, the default cycle part. You've practiced shades of gray perception, as we talked about. You've built self-trust. You're a proven winner. Your affirmations are manifesting machines. So now what? I was in that space on my quest to lower my caffeine intake to 1 cup of coffee a day. But then, so one day on a Wednesday, it's 3:00 p.m. and all I can think about is lattes. So I started saying to myself, it's just one, right? It's okay. I really need to stay up late tonight to get some stuff done. So that is the pivotal moment when you can direct your entire life and you decide you are in control. In my case, I had adopted a mantra that would override all these little thoughts heading me back into my cycle. I am a person who drinks 1 cup of coffee a day. That's all. I repeat. So then the decision is already made for me whether I get coffee or not. There's no debate. I make the decision and I take control. I am overrides cycles, patterns, and beliefs. I am creates your reality. So ask yourself, who are you? Get off the merry-go-round and join me on this journey back to self. Thank you for joining me today. I love you, and if you have any comments, please share them in the comments part. But also, I would really love it if you would share this video as well.